wish we could see it better, like before. Like we need to mark exactly where it needs to be. Whatever.
To mark it like with tape.
Yeah, like with crime scene tape or something.
The lighting's good.
We did it.
The lighting's good.
Go.
All the things.
Hey, Melinda.
All the stuff that we suggested worked out well. It came together.
It did come together.
It did. Hey guys.
Do you know? I know y'all are kind of trickling in here, but do you know what kind of shirt Sean has on?
Who knows what Buc-ee's is?
Who knows? I think we've talked about it in here, or someone's asked us about it. Who knows what Buc-ee's is?
I'll turn around. Oh, I can go with the other one.
Buc-ee's is a beautiful, what do they call it? Fusion.
It is a fusion. That's a good. It's
of
like
a Walmart and a Love's truck stop.
It's a truck stop, but it's the size of Walmart.
And has like vendors. It sells barbecue. It sells ice cream.
They have a clothes section.
It's a nice place.
It's literally a Walmart because you can get video games in there and everything.
Yeah.
So
this right here again. If you saw me earlier,
I was trying to figure out.
Jocelyn, but I
was trying to figure out why I couldn't get to, and it was because I was on the Tomahawk Sean channel.
Well, you got it now, don't you?
Yeah. Here, hold up.
I see.
Melinda and Shadow.
I didn't even see Karen until just now when I glanced over at your phone.
I'm gonna get the other Buc-ee shirt.
Is it the same thing?
It is, but they don't see the back of it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
KKK.
KK and Baby J.
KK and Baby J. It's good to see you guys here. It is warm outside. Okay. Hey, Marge. So Sean and I have more time when he comes home from work now before it gets dark to play with the chickens. So today we were.
I put the big one on.
Did you really?
I put the 3X.
I thought it looked kind of baggy. They're doing good. The chickens are good. That's the back of it. So this person that Sean sees got us these. They went to Texas.
It was about 4 weeks ago.
And said, hey, y'all want a Buc-ee's t-shirt or do you want one? And Sean goes, sure.
They know people in Austin. You know, my wife and her family is from Austin, and we got to talking about it. And this was a good 4 or 5 weeks ago. She says, well, when we go to Austin, I will stop and get you something. We talked about Buc-ee's. Cool. And then a couple days ago, I was working in the back, and
hey, YouTube.
The folks at the front were like, hey, Sean, come on. There's someone that needs to see you. And sometimes it's kind of like someone's got a problem that you got to, you never know. And they're like, Sean, can you come in the front? I was like, and so I came to the front, and there she was. And at first, when you work with the public, sometimes you run into people and they're greeting you and you know the face, but you don't know the context of why. And I was like, hey, she's like, hey. And she pulled out the shirts, and then I remembered. Yeah. It was very cool.
Very, very cool. YouTube Reject says she had the best Buc-ee's tank top and lost it on a trip. I would like that. I would like a tank top from there.
Well,
yeah.
I think we go through at least one Buc-ee's on the way to Colorado because they have one like up in the northern part of Georgia now.
Do they? They're starting to build them.
Yeah, Tennessee,
different places. And the thing was when it first got built in Texas, people were talking about it, but nobody in Texas was talking about it. It was like social media was talking about it, and I'm like,
yeah,
they said it's a truck stop, and I'm like,
it was a
okay,
it's like
no, you don't get it.
Whataburger.
There's probably 100 gas pumps.
Right.
Easy, maybe more.
This got everything but a hotel, and the hotels are like right there by it.
Yeah.
But it's really cool because if you're like traveling, you have the truck stop. We already do the truck stop because you can get gas there and you get snacks, and there's a couple fast food joints.
And I pee about every 3 miles.
And literally,
I do.
There are times when Mandy and I are traveling. She goes, the next exit, you got to find a Walmart for whatever, toiletries for the hotel or whatever. You don't have to do that with the Buc-ee's. You just get it right there at Buc-ee's. It was an ingenious thing that someone came up with.
And if we pass a Target, it doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah.
If there's an exit going to it, I'm like,
she's like, go to Target.
So he's like, I'm like, and if I'm taking a nap, you still take that exit.
Yeah, you take the exit to Target.
I love Target.
She'll wake up and know that I didn't.
I'll be like.
Or free kittens. If it's a free kitten sign, you got to stop.
Well, you're on luck on a road trip because they don't travel well.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Sometimes you and I haven't always made the best our pets have turned out well, but she and I both were no help to one another when it comes to pets because we're both pretty impulsive when it comes to pets. So
he's gonna fall asleep with his little stuffed thing. So Sawyer likes hey Sherry, thank you. She said good live. Has food to cook. I love the big ones. They have so much from gas to food to cook. Oh yeah,
they're great.
Very good.
We stopped at a truck stop on the way to the Outer Banks, and I got a pair of shorts that I still always wear.
He loves them.
And
it's not, Sean's not big on like, if we stop somewhere and I'll go, these are kind of cool shorts. He's like, we don't need them, even if we do need them.
Even if we do need them.
For whatever reason.
I could be like there in boxer shorts, and he goes, you need a pair of shorts. No, we'll get it next time.
He fell in love with these shorts.
I still wear them. I wear them all the time.
That was the same stop where they told us about Blackbeard's.
Right.
And that his descendant is in the area.
So it was, we were still a good ways away. We were only like past Charlotte. It was the first night. We were only going halfway. Was it the first night?
But that's what she told us, right?
She's like, where are you going?
His descendant.
So third shift truck stop workers, so they're running into travelers mostly. And so she was like, where are y'all going? Well, we're going to the Outer Banks. So she was all about the class. And I used to live out there, so I was like, Blackbeard and Mandy, when you've heard us talk about Blackbeard when we first met. She didn't believe in Blackbeard. I was highly offended.
I said, isn't that a fake story, like Moby Dick or something?
I almost broke up with her when that happened.
He was like so offended. He goes, no, it's real. And I said, no, it's not. He goes, like, it was a real person.
It was a real thing.
I was like,
she's
okay,
like, Sean, that's cute and all that. And I was like, I had to rethink our whole relationship. But then she does, she knows.
It was an interesting story.
Yeah.
That this lady, they've traced the lineage, not the lady at the gas station, but someone in the area, and that she is in fact.
But she's the perfect third shift worker because she's going to see a handful of people, ask them about their travels, and then have some idiosyncrasies to talk about.
That's where we saw that couple that we're pretty sure she was paid for.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, because downstairs at the truck stops where the showers are. He was taking her down to the shower.
And then they come walking up kind of awkwardly, and then they go their separate ways. And I'm like, oh.
She was a lady of the night.
They do it in the shower stalls, is my understanding.
She was a truck stop hooker like Buns.
What?
Really?
My understanding, though, and some of those, it's like anything else. You cut the manager on some of your proceeds, and you can use.
They turn a blind eye.
Turn the blind eye, but
they do that for a lot of things. I got to tell the vodka story later.
You can tell it now.
Yeah. So, what Mandy and I like the Grubhub thing, Grubhub, DoorDash, all that. So what we mentioned it before that any like super chats, our AdSense has been switched over to another account. Super chats, PayPal's, all that's going to a fund for us going to Colorado. So the other thing that I've done is, we Grubhub, DoorDash, there's a couple of them. I'm pretty good at doing that. So last night we decided, I got off work kind of early, so we were like, let's go dash. And then she got tired, so we didn't go live afterwards. But so the very last run of the night, I go to a liquor store, and I tried to not take that call, but they kept trying to get me to go. So we go to this liquor store, right? And it's 2 bottles of vodka. I found out they're $32 a piece, the bottles.
They were?
Yeah, all right, so there's
it Tito's, right?
It's Tito's handmade vodka.
Which is from Austin.
Yeah. Is it Austin?
I think it's Austin, yeah.
So a person at my work said, I told the story at work. Well, I'll get to that. So we pick up these 2 bottles of vodka, and we're taking them. It was about a $15 tip. 12.
Very nice neighborhood.
Very nice neighborhood up in Lumpkin County. And I knew it. It's Route 18. But Sonia, as we're driving up there, and when I was in there picking up the vodka, the guy, Indian fella, and he was trying to tell me that some special instructions and he was saying, don't ring the doorbell. You got to knock on the door. And I was like, what? So they have a baby?
Oh, he told you that?
He told me that. She had said something to me, but he gave me the wrong information. He didn't say anything about them. Anyway.
Okay, now I gotcha. Okay.
So we drive up to this big house with a kind of a horseshoe driveway. So as I'm coming up, I get about halfway up the driveway, and this like big dog, it was like a hound dog, retriever type dog, is barking. So, and all the lights come on. And as I'm getting out of the car, this young kid, what did you think he could? About 25 maybe?
Maybe 25, maybe.
This kid comes running out of the house. He goes, hey, and I'm like, hi. And I start getting the stuff out of the back.
You're like,
and he's like, who are you? And I was like, well, I'm with Grubhub. And he's like, well, what do you have? And I said, well, I have your 2 bottles of vodka. And and about that time, this girl comes in the doorway, and the guy looks at her and goes, babe, I got it. And he hands me his ID. Because when you do an alcohol transaction, you've got to check ID and all that. So as I'm checking the ID, she comes around and goes, I told you to put it in the mailbox. She says it to me. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't put it in the mailbox. I'm here. The dog's barking. I'm checking the ID, and I'll give you your vodka. And she goes,
you have to scan it.
You have to. You got to punch it in and do all that because it's an alcohol transaction.
Say hi, and that's it.
So then she just looks at me and goes, just take it, just cancel it. And I was like,
because she said he's not going to let me have it.
And that's what she said. She goes, he's not going to let me have it. Not meaning the guy that's standing there with her, but somebody else in the house. So, and the whole time I'm doing this, I'm befuddled. Mandy.
She said, just cancel it.
Mandy, the alcoholic in recovery here, was like, all over that situation.
So it gets done and he goes, that was weird. And I go, yeah, because you're supposed to put it in the mailbox because she's got a husband in there that won't let her have it. Right. Probably a husband that won't let her have it.
But who was the other young dude?
Probably her kid.
You think?
I don't know.
She looked just as young as him to me.
Hey, Clara. Yeah. So so when she was like, just cancel it, you were supposed to put it in the mailbox. And he was like, I have to look at an ID. And that's
just go.
Hey, April. But that's what's weird to me is like, was her ID in the mailbox?
I bet you that's exactly. So like if I pulled up at the mailbox, I wouldn't have gone into the driveway. It wouldn't have turned the lights on.
The ID would have been in the mailbox.
And the dog wouldn't have barked.
My guess. But it was Tito's vodka and it was 2 bottles. Now you can finish.
Yeah. But the first part of that story was to tell you all the story and the fact that Mandy's mind, she's already figured out.
I was like,
there's an alcoholic involved here and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, as I'm leaving, I have to report to Grubhub that I couldn't, and it's not a hard process. You just say, couldn't deliver it. Why? Didn't have ID. Click that as the reason. And I get paid for the trip. So I get my $13, $14 for it. They're also at this point saying, we'll pay you again to take it back. So I'm thinking, well, there's my hour right there. There's a $25 hour. It took about 40 minutes to go back and forth. It's a good hour. But we drive it all the way back. And, I am not going to keep this vodka.
For many reasons.
For many reasons. Number one is because I wouldn't disrespect Mandy that way. That's my permeating thought is, I'm not going to keep the vodka and disrespect her and her sobriety.
He doesn't drink it either. So.
I don't drink either, but I'll never compromise her. So we drive back to the liquor store, and I go in, and I'm like, here's the vodka. This guy looked at me like I was a friggin' idiot. He's like, why are you bringing it back? Well, they didn't have ID. And he's looking, he's like, but it's paid for. Meaning, you go right outside with it, like you're here, scan that you dropped it off to me. You're no worse for the wear. You got to pay your $25. You got 2 bottles of vodka. I'm not thinking like that. So I just drop it off, and he says, okay, buddy. And I leave.
So he's going to resell it.
He's going to resell it. So
isn't that crazy?
I didn't think too much about it until I told the story today at work, and they were like, you dropped the ball, dude. And I'm like, I know. He says, you could have brought any one of us those bottles of vodka, and we'd have been happy to take it from you or whatever, or even given you a few bucks. And I'm like, I felt like in my heart I did the next right thing or whatever.
That was definitely the next
right thing. But all my coworkers were like, you are an idiot, man.
Well, and like thinking about, because there was clearly a hustle going on with the lady. So my guess would have been when she would have said, because you didn't even knock on the door, and the guy came out.
He came running out. He came running out because the dog was barking and all the security lights came.
Right, and then she comes walking out behind him and was like, "Just cancel." Like she wants him gone with it. Like take it and get out of here.
Like the jig is up. Like the cover has been blown or whatever.
And then Sean was like, she wanted it in the mailbox, and then in retrospect, that's probably where her ID was. Mm-hmm. And Sean was like, how, like, so that's got to last her like a week or something.
Mandy's like, no, maybe tomorrow night.
Probably last night, maybe until Friday when she did it again.
Or one real good bender. We've seen Katie polish off.
That's why I'm saying.
And these were 2 fifths, or were they 2?
See, I never know what a regular size, like.
It was like a half liter, maybe.
It's a fifth, right?
Isn't that what it's called? So there's 2 of those.
See, they have strict rules with ID and deliveries. Yeah, that's why my guess, Everybody's saying they would have done the same. That's why my guess was the ID was in the mailbox.
Yeah, but
and she was like, "You just fucked this whole thing up."
Yep. Now I got to get on the phone, and so there was that. And then when I got back to the liquor store, the guy was like, "What is wrong with you? It's paid for." So I think what happens, in other times. So if you guys are thinking about Grubhubbing or DoorDashing or whatever, if that happens to you, once everything is on GPS. So once you bring the liquor back to the liquor store, all you have to do is scan it like you gave it back to them, and your delivery is over.
Yeah.
You can lie to them and say, and even if they call the store's already got their money. The people have already paid on the credit card so that's why that guy was like, and we thought maybe $20 bottles of vodka or something, so
That's
$40
my
worth.
guess, yeah.
So I was told at work they were more like $30 to $32 bottles of vodka.
Yeah, it is a ton of alcohol. But my guess, like, even if she puts the ID in the mailbox, still not. You have to see the person.
That's right.
And I know I'm like, they probably
do it all the time.
Well, the guy needs to learn how to explain it better.
The thing is
that's the biggest thing, because if you were like, well, you have to, and you're like, the ID's in the mailbox, and it was like, well, and if it matched the other, scan it, put it back in.
And
we didn't know.
I mean, I thought about it literally. Would I have done that if I'd known the instructions? I had to be honest. I probably would have.
My only worry about it was, what if she is a chemically dependent alcoholic?
Right, and I think she was. Yeah, I think she was.
Hopefully, she had something that she could take, like a benzo or something.
Oh, all she did was turn around and try it one more time.
You think?
I think so. You even alluded to that. Because I didn't call, because I called DoorDash or Grubhub or the Grubhub people, and I told them, and they were like, "No problem, take it back, we'll pay you again." I didn't call the store. The store called me and says, "What happened?" And I told him, and he was like, "What?" So I think this is not their first rodeo with that one.
Well, what he should do is do a direct sale and say, "Yeah, I'll bring you a couple bottles of vodka every other week, but you're going to pay for it."
But I think it's safer for him to use DoorDash and Grubhub, because he can claim ignorance.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know who, they had ID, they had a good credit card network. But anyway.
If she's being covert like that, definitely red flags. There's more going on with her. She was pretty irritated because he said, "Well, it's in," and she goes,
just cancel it.
Just cancel it. He's not going to let me.
And that was it.
She referred that to the house,
I thought she was too young. I thought that
I didn't see her face.
I thought that was like the boyfriend, and that maybe that was a dad in there that said no.
Could be.
But then again, that's the whole deal about, like, why would the dad let the boyfriend? But if they looked like they were in their mid-20s, they were consenting adults. They weren't like they were 18 or anything.
No, and it was pretty much a mansion. Those houses are.
Yeah. Really nice house.
I love it when Sean delivers, because there ain't no shame in his game. I would like park in the street and do whatever. Sean's like, if they got a fucking driveway, I'm pulling right up in that bitch.
Right up. The only thing I worry about is a couple of times there's been big dogs.
But you're not worried about the oil leaking or anything. Like,
no, I don't care about
people
that.
who have leaky, we don't have it. But people
there's
a lot, when you get into that echelon of people,
a
lot of times when you park in the driveway, they're like, get the fuck out of my driveway.
But we're Grubhubbing in a 2022 Ford. It's not like I'm in some hoopty. I'm in a brand new car.
I was super for some reason, when Sean's driving, especially in the edge, and it has the seat warmer, I get super, super sleepy, which he doesn't care. I mean, it's whatever. Mm-hmm. But I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to go live because I'm so tired. Yeah. And he was like, no problem.
No problem. We'll just stay out here. And it ended up being a pretty good night out there. But anyway.
Did. Scout, it's not your bedtime. Don't start.
Yeah, don't start your
Don't start your bullshit. Hey, just a girl. So I did go live earlier today in the afternoon, changed it up a little bit, put the view on the other side so you didn't have to stare at Sean's plants. But thank you for the accolades about Sean's plants.
If you guys
that strokes his ego.
Yeah, I like that room. You guys saw the room?
The plant.
Oh, the plants,
You like getting accolades about your plants.
Well, I am okay at a lot of things. Fish fear me, and plants love me. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Petal.
But
how
if you guys have not, I listened. I lurked for a few minutes today while Mandy was live, but I listened to it in the tub when I got home. It was. I know that I'm biased. I know that I love this woman, but it was a pretty kick-ass live. The chat was going good. There was, 60, 70 people in there. And, Mandy got real about some stuff. If you guys didn't see it, go check it out on Mrs. ATX channel today. I thought it was a really, really cool. I encourage Mandy to do that once or twice a week with y'all. It's kind of a little bit different than what we do, but I think she rocks it. I think it's a home run, and I encourage her to do it.
Thank you. We were thinking about doing a Thirsty Thursday lineup where I'll go live at whatever time, and then Paula does her live, and then Sean and I will kind of wrap it up. That is kind of what we were thinking about. Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't expect to get emotional, talking. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But there's certain topics when I just talk about them that happens. But that at first I was like super embarrassed afterwards, and then I got enough people saying, "Hey, dude, it's okay."
No, it was good. I mean,
there's nothing fake about it. That's my
There's-
family is everything.
There's one thing when people go live and they,
Thank
y'all
you.
that do the review channels, those are pretty kick ass. I like most of YouTube Rejects is in here. Go
Oh.
check their video out too. That they had a good live today. But Mandy's was just kind of, she gave a little bit of drama. You drug a bitch for a second, but it was genuine. I mean, everything that she was saying was real. I know her. It wasn't anything that she's like, I got to do a live, and she just went on there and kind of let it flow, and it was good.
Yeah. And speaking of Paula's live and a little bit of tea, how many people remember Shar and Tracy? That Moxie just reminded me. Remember Shar and Tracy?
Y'all remember?
That was back in the OG days.
I mean, me and
It's up to them to say who they are as far as their username. They're coming back, and the beast is on the docket. Do you remember back? They remember when they would get going. Oh my God, you're guaranteed a shit show on that one. Not them, just the reaction.
And we're friends with Tracy now, or Mandy
And
is.
Shar and
Tracy and I
Tracy.
used to go at it
way
a little bit.
way OG.
And I don't know. I don't want to offend it. I don't know. Is Tracy still married to that guy?
I don't know. I haven't gotten it. I haven't asked her.
He and I kind of went out. Anyway, it's ancient history. It's going to be good to watch them do that when I'm on this side of the tracks now.
You think maybe they've got some of the old recorded ones they did? I hope so. I hope in their arsenal. Hey, Anna Nicole, somewhere hidden on their channels, because I would love to see those again.
Do you guys remember? And again, Tracy is who she is. She's left funny. A bunch of voicemails on my phone.
Yeah.
And that was some OG, old, iconic.
She was hilarious though on those voicemails. She drug it right there on the phone. And Sean's
and it'd be like 45 seconds. She would call right back and pick it right up where she left off. It was like literally like 10 of them.
She's hilarious.
It was
the messages that, yeah. But anyway, they need to disclose who they are. Yes, but who they've got new names obviously, but yeah, I saw that, and then when they said they were coming back, I was like, "Oh God, that's explosive."
Because they kind of had a fallout a little bit.
Yeah, and then no, they didn't.
They didn't.
No, they absolutely.
They sort of had an argument and got quickly through it or something like that.
No,
or am I thinking of somebody?
No,
completely
you're thinking
different?
of somebody different.
Okay.
I was under the I was
you thought
under,
that for a second.
Yes.
I gotcha.
And I was incorrect.
Okay.
I think. I can't remember. But yeah, you need to, Paula was live for a good minute. And then, so it was like, then somewhere in between you've got the beast, and then somewhere so it was kind of it was a day that kind of everyone got an honorable mention.
I even got to lurk for about 40 seconds. Because if it's not between like 11:30 and 12:30, I don't really get to see it. But Mandy said I'm going to go live, and so about 3:30, I was able to just poke my head in for a second, and say hey.
That picture I posted, or actually it was a couple of pictures from the tea party yesterday. Let me tell you why this is hilarious. And trust me, I'm all I ever think about, but I don't think I'm like all that. I put that picture out there because I liked it, liked what I was wearing, feeling a little Kate Middleton, kind of thing. She's way smaller, but whatever. But I had the fascinator on, and my jacket matched it. You didn't see the picture of the jacket. I'll have to show you. So anyway,
You look fabulous.
It reminds me, first of all, everybody knows I could give a shit less about comments about my weight. Don't care. But what was funny was the way it made the way around in different things. It's like when people suspect that a celebrity is pregnant, but they like it, they keep suspecting, and then they'll catch a picture of Jennifer Aniston where she appears to be pregnant. She said she's pregnant like the press has like 75 times or something crazy like that. So it was like one of those things. They're like, see, she is fat. I told y'all she's fat. That's what they were like. Like when you say she's pregnant, and then like I it's whatever. But that's what it reminded me of. Like, don't let her fool you with her pictures.
They're like, look at that picture. I was like, it's a good picture. You know, look at that picture. It's a good picture.
And then there was a montage of pictures. I talked that a little bit today, and I was like, those were good pictures.
They were good pictures.
Even good pictures of my ex-husband.
Yes.
I was like, good on you.
You think Mandy always looked good. And then she tried to flip the pictures of like her when I was with her. And she looked like worlds better when I was with her than she does now. That's what I'm saying.
Both of you were a striking couple until you drained the life out of each other.
Right. And I'm looking at the picture that she put up, and I'm like, wow, you really went downhill, girl.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it all goes back to what she and him can agree on. Y'all were not good for each other.
And that's the thing. She keeps driving this thing home, apparently, where it's like, we didn't love each other. And everybody's like, okay, we get that. And I'm like, yeah, it sucks.
And then she says, I just needed him to protect me from my son's father.
And I did that.
And he did that.
And I did that. I did that awesomely.
Went to court.
Made sure that Braden got to visitation, cut you completely out of it. The judge asked me to do that. So it's crazy. He was there to, so let's call it what it was. I did. I protected you from your son's father. I did what I was supposed to do. You're a crazy bitch. Had to go.
And why is there anybody that's going to hear that statement where he says, I just wanted to be with him to protect from my son's father, and that's what he was for? Well, good on him.
When I heard that, I heard that it was like he just, and I said, I did that.
That's what he did.
That's exactly what I did.
He would go in uniform.
Yeah. I would go to court with my dress greens on, and they were like, who's this guy? And the judge said, sir, who are you? And I said, yeah, I'm this one's boyfriend and this and that. And she says, well, can you make sure these two, meaning Trisha and Braden's dad, they can't seem to co-parent. Can you make sure that he makes it to his therapist and that he makes visitation? I said, yeah, Your Honor. I did that. That's what I did. So there you go.
Yeah, the pictures were good pictures. I don't even know where some of them are from. But then she said those pictures were straight off of Sean's old Facebook. There is an old Facebook. He's tried everything in the world to get it. He's called it a clone. He's done whatever. So it still exists. Doesn't really matter.
I don't even have the password for it anymore.
But when you said all those pictures were from Sean's Facebook, my ex-husband and me from the Marine Corps ball.
Why would I have pictures of Mandy and her ex?
No. You were combing through someone else's Facebook. Let's be real. Still good pictures. I had the Monroe piercing, and I had the curly hair and the maroon dress.
Yeah, you were hot.
Yeah, I mean, I had it going on.
I should have been banging you then too, but I wasn't.
But
you were a devoted mother at the time.
When I think they airbrushed it. Like, the pictures of Brian looked airbrushed. So I'm like, they even did me a solid and airbrushed the shit. You know what I mean? Like, and the pictures of him, I was married to him for 22 years and we had 2 kids. Yeah. So what was that? It's supposed to be a shot in the back. I don't understand what that is.
I know that she was married before. I know that she has 2 adult children that she had with somebody.
It was super creepy. And the one where she said, would you rather be with Big Tasty or Big Yeasty or whatever her poll was? And 60 people said neither. That was funny. They're like, neither. But
only like 1 out of 12 said they
right. It was a picture from the lake that we went to.
I remember.
Remember when we went to that lake? Mm-hmm. I don't even know who has that one. Are you going through family members too? Like
or ex? That one picture that you showed me looks like an ex-girlfriend of one of my brothers. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Who are you combing through? And that's troubling. That's troubling.
It's really weird.
Go plant a tomato plant. Go plant some flowers. Or by God, get a job. But you're spending.
There was like 2 bushes that week. Maybe she was hiding in the bushes.
I
Could've
think
been.
someone else is doing the work. She's not smart enough to put that shit together. Someone else put it together and she put it out there. It's just super weird. Like, and I would like to have that picture with the from the maroon.
Yeah.
Not with the X in it, but with the Monroe piercing and
we have a bunch of pictures that I've cut him out of.
That's why she faked that Marie. That's why all of a sudden, remember when she was putting this? Like I told you, she was saying it was a zit, but it was something. It's because she'd been looking at that picture with me with that.
That's what narcissists do, man.
Ooh, with how long have you been looking at that picture?
Any of you guys that have known a narcissist or been with a narcissist or been around a narcissist, they study their potential sources of supply for a while. They kind of sit back. In retrospect, when I think about how when she swooped in on me and everything she knew about me and how she mirrored everything that I liked, it's, it makes sense.
Okay, look.
But you can bet, and you guys that have been in those kind of relationships or have had friends or whatever, that's what they do. They sit back and they study because they don't really know how to assimilate in society. They don't have their own identity. They don't have their own identity, so they have to constantly clone identities,
So we're gonna go through. This is the woman. Okay, this right here is Myrtle Beach. That's the Marine Corps Ball. Thanksgiving at my friend's house.
And these are like what?
When my son graduated from basic. When my ex-husband retired from the Army, that I don't know. It looks like I was dressed as a Roman. So, you know what? You might have. And then
let me see that one.
This is the one you really like.
Oh yeah,
he really likes that.
When we first crossed over, no, you got to go back.
No, I will, but it'll start over again.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
these are the pictures.
Woo, there's the one picture
that one is good. Woo, I like that one.
They're mostly good, man. They're good pictures.
Okay.
This is a gorgeous woman. Who cares the angles? There's certain angles that are going to make your body shape different, but she's pretty hot. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get.
There we go. Okay. You can keep talking.
I mean,
Myrtle Beach, 2012.
Where's the one?
Marine Corps Beach, 2012. Marine Corps Ball. Thanksgiving at a friend's house. I don't know where that one was. When my son graduated from basic. When my ex-husband retired from the Army. When I guess I was some sort of, I was some, you know what? That's not me. That's Chloe.
Oh,
you fucking dumbass.
You got the wrong person.
Hold on. Let me watch it one more time. We do look a lot alike. I'm pretty sure you would know for sure because you look at me I like that one.
That's the one that I looked at. Well, that's one from when you were with me.
Okay, so there's that. That was the rehearsal for your daughter's wedding.
Yeah. She's so gorgeous. I just don't get it. I just don't get what this montage is supposed to do.
What? How did it? Hold on. We're almost there. Hold on, guys. We're about to confirm it. Right there. That's my daughter. That's my daughter, you dumbass. Take my daughter's picture. Ooh,
that one.
You like that one? The Roman Empress looking one. That's my kid, you weirdo. We look a whole lot alike, but that's not me.
That one.
I like that one.
The one that, anyway.
Oh, and the t-shirt, the one that she keeps showing of him putting his hands around my waist or whatever. This is kind of funny. The t-shirt says lake life because beaches be salty. That's what it says. I love that t-shirt.
Where's the other one? Don't be a salty heifer.
Don't be a salty heifer. Yeah, that was, I'm going to do it one more time so I don't accuse falsely. We do look a lot alike.
And here, for anybody that's lurking, all those pictures, that woman is right here with me.
Aww.
Right here with me.
I love you. I'm about to, before I'm like, yeah, you dumbass.
That is.
You are so dumb. And you're also calling my daughter fat in that one, huh? It's not nice.
That's not nice.
We did. We had a really good time. It was like someone rented a cabin for the weekend, and they did their cabin thing, like romantic thing. And then the last day, family came and literally right across the street.
Is
from
it
the
just
lake.
me? I know I'm biased and all that, and I know that y'all know that I love her. But when some of these trolls put pictures up, unless they make filter them or put other faces over it, or whatever, they have to make they have to alter it greatly for her not to look good. They do.
And
Am I
honestly,
wrong? I'm not even kidding.
I do use like I'll smooth my skin out on a filter. I've
No,
never.
but I'm talking about
No, but I've never. I know, but I've never ever like done like the thinify thing because it looks stupid.
They can't take your face. They can't take a screenshot and put it up there. It doesn't look bad. You are a good looking woman. That's what's so. I mean, some of these people that they put up there, like they put the no makeup on, they're just. And I'm not trying to be mean. They're not as pretty as you are. It's very hard to take any picture that you've taken. They can get an angle that shows your weight more than others, but your face is a classic face. It's a classically pretty face, and they have to alter it greatly. I just don't get it. I just don't get how people. And when I say they, it's not just the Beast. It's other people on Twitter that take things, and it's like she is not ugly.
Yeah.
She is good looking. You have to literally, put like another picture over it, or just
face.
Some kind of app. You have to put it through an app and change it up. And I just don't. I was talking to Mandy today. It's like, have they come up with anything yet? I mean, we saw this Olap character, would get traction, because she could be funny with things. When she did the KYS comment, KYS ATX, people fell off. Since she's done that, whenever she does something about Mandy,
hey Gina,
people aren't with it no more. People aren't with it. There's other things that she does, but since she went to that level, people aren't with it anymore.
You know who I heard it was? Probably Buns, but you know who else I heard it might be?
Who's that?
Mama Beth.
I just don't think it would be Mama Beth. Mama Beth doesn't have that kind of...
She's been slumming it over there. I'm even rarely on Twitter.
I just don't think she's not... Just the vernacular.
Yes.
the
Presley,
keystroke.
thank you.
The keystroke
I was eating pizza. I want pizza, right, Presley? I'm sorry. Thank you, Presley.
Thank you, Presley.
Yeah, the KYS was messed up. And
And people saw that.
Well, and it was so uncalled for.
I mean, like she could, she's over slumming with that other platform. So some of them are going to just like whatever she does. But there were more than a few people that were like, okay, it's one thing to even doxing, even the house and this and that. But when you tell somebody to off themselves in a tweet, people just aren't with that.
Syrup.
Yeah. People don't.
No, not that.
And so there was something that they tagged her. They tagged this Olap character. So I clicked on it, and this was with one of my troll accounts that they all follow in Instagram. By the way, not Instagram, Twitter. They all follow it. So I clicked over there, and what's this one's been up to. And I looked at it, and they're just not with the ATX Bastion anymore with that one. She doesn't get the same audience as she used to. So there's that.
Okay, Presley.
So I sit back and I every once in a while I ask Mandy, what have they come up with? This whole big, we're gonna go for ATX, we're gonna go for Sean. What have they come up with?
A couple of bankruptcies.
We don't have a criminal record like most of them do that are coming after us. We don't have all kinds of scandal. I mean, what my scandal was? I was with the Beast for a while. That's outplayed. They have nothing.
No.
They start coming for our spare bathroom and things like that. I wonder what they got. Every day, every few days, I kind of like, they come up with anything else? They haven't.
And they don't have a Shih Tzu.
We just don't have it. We just don't have the dirt that they want to have that they can exploit. Doesn't exist.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. No, I'm listening.
It doesn't.
I have a Shih Tzu, and my Shih Tzu has a stroller. Okay, my Shih Tzu goes to the store and stays in his stroller. Sometimes I didn't copy it from anybody. He has his own stroller. You say hi. Say hi, Sawyer Brown. This is my toy. This is my toy. Did you see
Is
my
that
toy?
yours? We Sawyer was trying to bow up on me a little bit. He's got a
pair.
pair.
That he's
So Mandy gave the core of the pair to Sawyer, and I went to get it, and he tried to act tough, but hey, don't.
He didn't growl or anything.
He didn't growl or anything, but
you
he
see his
thought
little,
about it. He was like,
and I was like, oh.
I was like, wow.
Okay, so now
If
let's
that
talk
had been Lily would have taken my entire hand off.
just for general purposes.
Just for general purpose.
For even thinking about it.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about the chickens a little bit. We bathed Motley.
Guys.
Because he had, we told you he had, wherever he came from. Okay.
We should have taken a picture of that.
I don't have anything.
Did they send it to me?
Check your text, please. There's nothing there.
Maybe, you sure you didn't send that to somebody? You didn't mean to?
No.
We don't have it either.
Moxie said check your text, please.
Text or a DM?
I don't know. It's not there yet, if that's it. Hey, Andy.
Look at that.
I know, but look, there's Andy.
Hey, what's up, cuz?
Okay. Let me pin that.
That's a great comment, too. Did you see what he said?
I did, and I want you to pin it. Okay, I'm coming.
I did it. I pinned it.
Okay, I saw it now. Yeah, that situation right there, that is a whole... I'm shocked. No, I know. I'm shocked by that. Not shocked like ground shaking, but that's interesting. And so anyway, go back to, they couldn't hear what you said about Andy because I had it on text.
Okay, so Andy's in the chat, and I pinned it. They should see it. Andy says, not only is Mandy beautiful, but she's as big of an upgrade to our family as humanly possible from that sow.
Aww.
Not quite sure how Sean lasted as long as he did, but Mandy is family, and that sow is history.
Yeah.
And
I'm proud to be. I'm happy when I'm able to, as proud as I am when I'm with my biological family, I feel the same way when I'm able to represent my last name with class. I find that to be an honor, and it's not taken lightly.
And Mandy is sort of, she talks about the past things that we've done and this and that, but more than normal, she talks about our family reunion and how amazing it was.
And this is, I was going to mention this too. Sean, I literally every single night dream about the family reunion. Not always in that place, but the family reunion in different settings and different scenarios.
I do too.
Every single
It's
night.
not every single night for me, but it's about once a week.
Isn't that strange?
Like different houses and different things. And you know what? And it's associated with the anxiety that we're going through. We have nightmares and we dream, like we have our dreams, like we dream for our accolades. But the stuff that we normally dream about is the stuff that's on our minds.
Is that what it is?
That's the stuff that's in your mind.
I think it just represented such an amazing time where we literally, our only thing to do was to hang out with family and be at the beach. That was our whole job. Like nobody had to worry about, we all cleaned up after each other and hey, Callie, and just a neat time. But yeah, I didn't know you dreamed about it as often as I did. More
now that you bring it up.
So Motley did get bathed. I know I cut that one off because.
Hey, my pink life. Did you see her jump in here? I haven't seen her for a second.
Oh, I think I pinned it. Yeah. I did. Duh. Thank you, Pink Light.
I'm always, a little.
The one picture, and it was even in that little montage where by chance I snapped the picture where my hair kind of feathers right there. Now, look, I'm not saying I'm British, and I'm certainly not saying I'm a princess, and I'm not saying I hold a candle to Princess Kate, but I kind of look like her a little bit. Someone else said that too.
That's what someone else said.
Yeah, look at, and you read that out loud from Andy.
Andy said, and Sean would never have been able to be there if somehow he was still with that thing, because none of us would allow her around our children. Yep. If that's the simple truth.
There you go.
So Callie and Chris both say no notifications. Well, I'm glad you guys found us, though.
The other thing.
Why would they not get them?
I don't know. Sometimes I've heard that you could be shadow banned.
Okay, so Karen, she says, how do you bathe the chicken? No, let's talk about what.
Okay, so what I did, and it was kind of like when I became a certified nurse assistant CNA. Thank you. This kind of how you do it then. So I have had 2 of the little dishwash tubs. You know what I'm saying? One of them had lukewarm water, and I put a little bit of baby soap in it. And then the other one was clean, lukewarm. Well, it was pretty warm today, so it was a little bit cooler. But the other one was no soap. And then we had towels ready and stuff. So we put them, I mean, there was only like this much water. We put them in the lukewarm one and, washed them. And that packed on poop has to get
Yeah, he said feces
wet.
that were kind of his diet. He was really, really dirty and
When we got
nasty when
him.
we got him. The people that gave him to us, they didn't go back to the coop and get him. He was already in a box for us, and he had, all I can imagine is he probably sat in filth because he had feces all in his.
And most of
claws
it
and
we had sprayed him with a lukewarm sprayer before and got a lot of it off his feet, but we hadn't gotten our foot. So we did that and let it, and then we put him in the clear water and rinsed him. And then I put him back into the soapy one and washed him. And then Sean switched out the clean water and we rinsed him.
And then we wrapped him in a towel.
We wrapped him in a towel. He loved it. He
loved it.
He loved
was,
it. Hey, Presley, welcome back.
Part of the reason why I had put off giving him a complete bath is, as the days passed, they preened themselves and cleaned themselves.
And he done a pretty good job.
And he was in pretty good shape, but I wanted to, clean him up a little bit because there was some stuff that was still matted and those feathers hadn't fallen off probably because, anyway, I thought, we're going to bathe the chicken. Think about it, guys. I thought we were in for a whatever, that, it was going to go crazy and flap around. He didn't. I picked him up, and when I put him into the water, the warm water, he kind of settled right down into us, and he actually let us kind of wash him. He was a little bit shook by the cold rinse water because it's cold.
Yeah.
But and then after I picked him up and I wrapped him in the towel, he sat there I wish we'd have taken a picture with his little silky head, and they have different feathers than they have the more of the like the down type. Of feathers, silkies do. And he just sat there, and when he was all wrapped up in the towel, he was about the size of a cat, like a small cat. He was little. He just sat there the whole time, didn't try to get away. And then when he was, and it was a warm day. It was in the mid-70s, so it wasn't like it was good. That's another reason why we hadn't bathed him. It's been so cold.
So we got him dried off,
we put him down,
and then put him in the grass.
And he was just happy as can be. He was
walking around, and the other chickens would take a look at him and be like, "Don't do that to me."
Yeah.
His hose are in the coop because they sit on everybody's eggs. They don't. Yep. We have marked the ones that we're letting them sit on until they hatch, but the rest of them we take, obviously.
So every day, and I saw them. I'm like, there would be 3 in one nesting box and 4 in the other nesting box, and then every day I throw I take the silkies and toss them off the eggs and go through the new ones. What they do, I saw her do it, is they'll lay an egg. That silky will roll the egg into the clutch of eggs that they have if it's not already there. Some of the chickens go in there and lay there. So then every day it's a drill. You put the chickens out and they're screaming and pissing and moaning. You take the new ones out that aren't marked, and then you put them back in.
His hose, yeah.
Yeah, so there's 7 eggs that it's been about almost, 10, 12 days that they've been sitting on?
Something like that.
So we're trying to do that bunch naturally. Yeah. They're sitting on them all day. So hopefully in another 9 or 10 days, we might have some naturally, no incubator, just
the natural
that get born in the coop. That'd be super cool for us, I think.
Because they're not using the second one. They've all Tiny pretty much, she liked it when I said his hose. Tiny's got his hose. Tiny has decided the 2 adolescents. Remember when the most recent one? They are his. One is a Brahma mix, and one looks like it's an ISA brown mix, right?
I think. I gotta get pictures.
The Silkies pretty much took over with them when we introduced. We told that into the coop. The Silkies, they kind of talked it over, and the Silkies took over. So the Silkies took on a parenting role with them, and they still hang out. But now they're brooding back in there. So what Tiny had, it appears he's done, is said, okay, Those two silkies and those two runts right there are yours.
Yep.
They're allowed to stay over here by the woods or in the coop during the day. Me and my hoes cruising around, don't tag along. Those are my hoes.
Right. And
right?
we thought y'all remember the whole
sorry
process.
about your husband, Jana. He's got allergies real bad. Go ahead.
So y'all remember a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or so, we bought that new cage for them, right? For the silkies.
Yes.
Because we thought there was going to be some blood sport out there with the two roosters. We thought that they were going to go at it and establish whatever they were going to establish, but that we were going to have to, like, the two roosters wouldn't be able to coexist in the same chicken house, but they do.
Yep.
So we now have that empty chicken house. That'll be for whatever, be a nursery or whatever we decide. But all the chickens are in the big house, and there's plenty of room for them.
And Presley just said, "What about Presley?" Let me tell you about little Presley. Presley hisses and squeals if you even get near the chicken coop, let alone open it or open the door. It sounds like a rabid cat. So she's protecting her eggs.
Yeah.
But they're not her eggs. Are they even laying? They're not, are they?
I haven't seen a silky egg in a while.
They're not laying their own
Well,
eggs. Because they think they've got a clutch of their eggs under them.
Yeah,
that's why.
And I wonder if that's how it. I mean, they don't eat as much as the other ones, so if they don't have enough protein every day, I read that they'll eat protein, and the priority will be the feathers and their health, and then the extra protein they create the egg. So
it should be interesting to see.
But you're right. I haven't.
That's why when they were watching, when they were adolescents, and they were, like we said, teaching them how to go out and how to be careful and how to this, but we're really, kind of lording over them. And then once they got old enough and big enough, they stepped back and then whatever, and they weren't broody. They were out there with the rest. Well, when we've taken the other one's eggs and put it under them, they're back to being broody again.
But they're not laying
their
own.
But they don't lay more than they can handle. I've figured this out. They didn't lay when they were raising the two little ones. When they went out on their own, they started laying again. And now these are under them, and it's how they probably, because if they were hatching chickens day, I was like.
And so.
It is family planning chicken style.
That's right. So the one has 4 eggs, and when I have to move her aside, she's had as many as 7. And she's on 7 eggs, but she doesn't need to be. I have seen her moving them around and pushing the eggs. Like when she's getting too many, she's figuring out which one she's going to try to push out because she can't. So and I just got to go every day. And every day I get about 3 other new eggs out of there every day.
And I bet you if there were too many and we weren't taking them as much, I bet you another one of the chickens would have to step up and come in there and sit on them.
And the other thing that those two silkies are the oldest birds. Yeah, you got money.
Thank you, Presley. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. All of you are, but thank you.
One of these days, we're going to have to...
She's Presley the chicken and Presley, our friend, are very protective over us and will squawk at anyone.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go into detail. At the end of the day, people can go into other people's live streams in this, and Presley goes live, and sometimes there's people in there that aren't particularly friendly to Mandy and I anymore. It's totally different with off YouTube friendships.
Yeah.
That is.
Has nothing to do with
the drama, there's drama online and this and that, and the communication between Mandy and Presley. I sit there and listen, I don't hear what Presley's saying. I hear Mandy, obviously. It transcends YouTube.
It does.
And Mandy's Presley's not the only friend that Mandy has like that. Y'all know who you guys are. Obviously,
I'm always
Karen,
there for my friends.
But it's so when there's a little bit of anxiety about live streams and people being in other people's lives, I try to remind Mandy and everybody it's this YouTube, but it's different in real life. It's real life. It's why. And the only analogy for me was like Negs and I. Negs hasn't always been happy with my YouTube-ness, nor have I always been happy what he's been doing. But at the end of the day, we were and we're not really good friends, but we know each other. So I always try to take that into consideration before I talk about anything. I think he does too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. None of our hens are broody. They lay, then run out with the others, with the rest of the flock. They come out squawking, and the rooster runs and says, "Come this way." Ours kind of
Ours
does
does
that
the
too.
same thing too. Yep.
Yes, you two reject. They do. They are they have their own cycle, and it is chicken family planning for real. And it's probably a known thing. I just didn't know it. Sean likes to observe their behavior and figure out.
The other thing is that those two silkies are our two oldest chickens.
Yeah,
They've been
that's true.
with the original bunch. The white one is probably, we're not for sure how old our rooster is, but that white silky is probably by far the oldest hen that we have. So
yeah, and the little butt heads today, we're going, let me read this first. Presley says, "I will never do drama. If I have an issue, I'll go straight to the source." Absolutely. And I've been this way all my life. Some people on YouTube really need to take inventory on themselves before talking crap on others. And I'm probably guilty of it too.
But the point I was trying to make, Presley, is that, like, I'm here, I do this with Mandy and this and that, but the friendships are I don't talk to a whole lot of people, I just don't. I have a couple people that I check in with.
You don't talk with your hoes on Twitter all day long?
I don't. But I observe. And the thing is sometimes people, creep into people's DMs and be like, "Did you see those two are over in this person, and Presley's live or whatever and this and that?" That's okay.
I'm like,
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm confident enough in my friends that I don't.
That's right.
I don't for a second. I think it's fun to hear you guys talk because you're discovering the chicken behavior. Yes. And Zigzag, I had no idea that she's not in here, but they said she's got chickens too.
Really?
I'll have to look at that. There's a group, the Diva Silky, Silky Divas.
Silky Diva. It might be Diva Silky or Silky Diva.
Because they look like little divas.
And they have a Instagram channel, and we like watching.
They strut and put music.
They do all that, and they have hatched their baby Silkies. So that
they've
got
recently?
baby Silkies running around.
Look at him.
What are you doing, Sawyer Brown?
What is that, Sawyer? He's so cute. I think all my animals.
He lost something under there.
He doesn't realize he's pushing it further under.
No.
Look, Scout's like, that's why you don't trust a dog to do a cat's work.
I know, you got to get that.
Let me get it for you. Hold on, let me get it for you. But yeah, so he's all bathed now.
It's Sawyer Brown, that's right.
We have an extra chicken coop, but it's going to be a nursery, probably.
Yeah, that...
Probably going to be a nursery.
Y'all watch that whole thing, so we have it, and it's nice, and we got it at a really good deal, so it'll turn into something.
We put plywood on the pallets and nailed it to it at, where the cross beams are, nailed it to it, and then put the chicken coop on it. And then we're so proud of ourselves. So now it won't sit in water. If it rains, the pallets keep it elevated.
And that's a Mandy thing. And she was explaining to me that if that structure sits level, it won't warp the sides. Like if you have...
It has to be level.
If you, like when you build a wooden structure, especially like a chicken coop, that the wood is fairly, unless you get the chicken coop mahal that we got for everybody.
But even that's on skids.
But yeah, if you just put it straight on the ground and it's not level, if it's tilted this way, it'll cause the doors not to shut, right?
Right.
And I don't know anything like that. That's all her.
And that's the thing is like, Presley said that Bella saw Presley and she's on her desk trying to see Sawyer again. Oh, if he comes, where did he go?
Sawyer Brown.
Hold on, Sawyer Brown. Oh, right here.
There he is.
Come here. You want to see? You guys say hi to Bella? Say hi. This is too small for you. He took the squeaker out. He's like, no, say hi to Bella.
Hey, Bella.
Say hi. I saw you around. He
say
went
hello. Say hello, hello.
Have it back. It's too little. Yeah. So my dad figured out how to do stuff, like build stuff. Like he didn't. I don't think he's learned a whole lot from his dad, but he just figured out how to do stuff. how to frame, how to do drywall. He never did it like professionally, but he did enclose the garage. And I always watched how he did it. And also, I figured out if you look at anything long enough,
That's
you
kinda
can
true.
figure out how to fix it or do it.
Her vision is very different than mine when it comes to things like that. I see it, and if I like it, I'm trying to figure out how much it might cost.
I was gonna say he's the
I'm
budget.
trying to figure out how much, I need to, what it costs
We
and where
did
we
next
put
to
it.
nothing.
Mandy is figuring out how to build it,
Yeah.
and that's
We got some.
yet another amazing thing about her.
We got
Yeah.
some screens. His folks took screens off about 10 years ago. They're big, tall screens.
They're really nice.
And we're gonna pull apart the pallets that we have left and build like a screened-in porch. And I'm even gonna put a little old porch swing. Chickens actually like swinging on things. I'm gonna
Yeah.
hang like a little chicken-sized swing inside of it, and they're gonna have a screened-in porch.
I was going to pitch to you how
Yes.
to build like a run from the two.
Yeah.
So if there's times when we have to keep them penned up, they can have a little run so they have a little bit more space into the other one.
That's
Because
a good
Brahm,
idea.
every once in a while, the Brahm is in there and it kicks the shavings around and makes a little nest and sits. Hasn't laid anything in it, but sits there.
Getting ready for it.
Yeah.
Probably because the silkies won't get out. They heard today egg laying time.
Really?
Because it was about
Oh,
that
yeah.
time. And I was like, Sean would be able to, hey, Louisa, can build anything. See, that Karen he's the same way. Like, but her husband is. But every time I was doing the live stream, I keep that window cracked. And a different one. I was like, that's the Brahma.
Karen laughed after. He's very good with wood. So
He's very good with, Karen's husband is, well, there you go. What's
Morning from South Africa. Hey, Mayor's daughter. What's up, sis?
Hey, Mayor's daughter.
That's my sister right there.
She's a very sweet lady. Been good to us.
Yes, she's good to people.
Yeah, she's good to
She is.
Definitely known us since the beginning. Knew you before.
Yeah.
Knew you were a
we have
good
a lot
guy.
in common with the second Cav. So anybody that knows Mayor's daughter and knows me knows that we have, our family and the people close to us that have served in the same regiment. And it means a lot.
Yeah.
No.
It's very cool. What else? Is there anything we're forgetting to tell?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's a lot of it that comes through my mind is petty drama that I think about when I see scenarios. We've been here long enough doing this YouTube stuff. We know people like Mayor's daughter. She's been here for a while. She's got various opinions on people and stuff like that. She's much, much better at keeping them to herself. But so most of the stuff is that I think about, I process it, and I said, I got to vlog that, or we got to talk, and then we don't need to.
No, but I do like your vlogs though. It's good to see you too.
He got this out finally. That's what
I know. That's why I said that's too little for you.
Yeah, you can't have that.
Her grandson made his yellow belt. Very cool.
Yes, Ian, right? Is that
EJ?
EJ. Oh.
Very, very cool. What is after yellow is black belt, right?
Blue.
Oh, okay.
Blue is next, I think.
Okay, that makes sense. You watched the wedding again last night? Thank you. It ended up being our wedding because COVID.
Yeah, we had, and our family was on board with it. We were going to do something more here, and it just, one thing led to another, and it didn't happen.
We were going to get married out back on the deck at his parents in a winter wedding.
And we threw around maybe something at the reunion. There was just a bunch of things that just...
But when you watch, like when I go back, we still cry about it. When I go back, we go back and watch the little backyard wedding. It's everything. It's everything.
It is.
It's everything that we had worked for.
Even the blue-haired little justice of the peace that...
Yes, it had to happen the way. And our family photos, nobody could really be close to each other because... COVID was in full swing.
It was a social distance.
Yeah.
Was she wearing a mask when she came?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was. Right. She was. And if you know anything about Austin, you know that is straight up Austin is weird stuff.
Yeah.
When your Justice of the Peace shows up in tank tops and shorts with green hair.
Yeah.
That's so
I
Austin.
still wanted a tip. He's looking at the glass up at it. He keeps bumping his
When
head.
we were joking that I mean, my parents are like, whatever, we got a crazy
Right.
family. But we were joking that if we had articulately planned something here and everything was, hey, Jocelyn,
Hey, Joss.
that when they walked in, your dad would have been like, you're going to come in and perform a ceremony like that? And your mom would have been like, I can help you wash it out. Come on in.
Come on. We just only take a second. We can wash that blue right out. And then we'll all
It is Austin, yeah.
And then there's ice cream afterwards.
Yeah.
Joss, drop the link for your channel. Joss has got a short that she created. And I saw it. I saw it.
Very cute. I mean, not cute like baby cute, but you know what I mean.
But it was cute.
She's
cute.
She's a cute girl.
She's a cute girl. Talking about ideas to get her channel going. Mm-hmm. If we'll certainly support that and be part of it.
Yes.
If she can put the link in there, go ahead. And then everyone go over there and give it a look. Because most of y'all in here know Joss, but for those that don't.
She's witty. She thinks quick. She's got opinions. She's interesting to talk to.
You can tell by her tweets when she throws her opinion out that she would be a good vlogger for sure. So.
Yeah. Oh, Jana said when we attended a wedding in April 2020, I kept telling the bride we would get her married no matter what. Yeah. We, of course, were like, I guess every state you have to, thank you, Karen, you have to be divorced for 30 days before you can remarry, because I guess if paperwork falls through or something doesn't get signed off on, then you're legally married to two people. And our attorney said that had happened.
Yeah.
When he was telling us, like, he goes, and I've had it happen where someone fell through and whatever. Anyway, so I was like, I don't want to rush you, Sean. And you're like, what's 31 days? And I was like, well, that's September the 11th. And he's like, okay, probably not September the 11th. And I was like, the 18th worked out for family.
And the other thing is, and we knew this, we didn't want to admit it, but we knew that Mandy was going to be divorced. Her divorce.
I was divorced in November.
I was already living in the Mustang, and then with her, and we moved in Austin, and then it was, her and her ex were like, yeah, they got it done really quick, and we knew that it wasn't going to be like that for me. And it took about another whole year or so.
But I was so like, it melted my heart that he was like, yeah, 31 days. You better give that back to him. You think it really is too little?
He thinks it's over there. I went like that. But if I put it down, he's up under the glass table trying to keep. Oh,
he's cute. It probably is too. Well, it's getting there. I watched all in Austin. Oh, really?
Yeah,
at the apartment. Very cool. He did. When he just said when we crossed over and fell in love, and he was like, "I want to marry you." I was like, I had no idea you would be open to getting married again. I figured you'd be like, I'll live with you, but I am.
Have a good night, Mayor's daughter. She just wanted to
have a good night.
The mayor's daughter is a perfect example. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
She's a perfect example of how she is friends with people that don't like each other. Mm-hmm. She can,
she keeps
and she doesn't let any of that bleed through. She's her own person, and we need a lot more people like that around here. So
we need,
What do you think, sweetie?
I
mean, you got to be about live streamed out. This is 2 for you in one day.
No, but I'm pondering, if you're going to stream, Jocelyn, let me know, get some solid mods together. Don't mod anyone you don't know.
Right.
Moxie, have a good night. Seriously, don't.
You should do on Mrs. ATX maybe.
I've asked her if she wants to come on panel
you
before,
guys should
and she wants to, but she's a little shy. And
people, so many good YouTubers and vloggers, Joss, they have a little stage fright.
I still do, and
it's and I'm telling you, once you get in there, you start getting in the flow of things. It's like even when I went on panel with Negs and Tragic, I hadn't done I haven't been on anyone's panel in years, couple of years. So I was nervous, and I really didn't know the content, but
You had a good time with it.
I had a good time with it. But yeah, I was nervous that night. It's natural.
Alice has a boyfriend. She better, maybe she'll incorporate him into it. Sean, the other thing that was said before we go, that was said
That's crazy.
by a disgruntled beast,
What?
that you've never worked an honest day work in your life, but that's what she does every day.
Uncle Sam would say that
Uncle
that
Sam
was
might.
honest. The United States Post Office, pretty honest, and there's a bunch of little side gigs that I do. They're fairly honest work. If it wasn't honest, I'd have delivered 2 bottles of vodka to one of my coworkers.
Well, and I
today.
was saying, like, he used to pick up golf balls and sell them.
Yeah,
A boy in the country club's got to make a dime or two.
I know. I
right?
mean, I grew up in the country club, but you really can't. You can take the country. I'm not a country club type.
But I saw someone outside that one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to snap a picture. They were all different colored golf balls and stuff. This kid was putting them in the back.
Yeah.
Of
So when I was a kid, and I lived, I started it in North Carolina when I lived in Hickory, North Carolina, at Lake Hickory Country Club, and I was probably 9 or 10, and it was pretty nasty. I'd swim around these golf course ponds, and there's snapping turtles and stuff in there, and there's probably broken bottles, but I never needed a tetanus shot, and I would fish out the golf balls that people hit, and sometimes you couldn't even see them. You had to, like, under the mud and stuff and pull them out.
Yeah.
And then when I moved here to Roswell, and I was about 12 or 13, so I was kind of out of that phase. But certainly when I was about 10 to 12 years old, I used to get the golf balls out of the mud and I'd take them to the ball washers. They didn't like that because the ball washers are there, like, on all the holes, and they're supposed to, they don't like it when it's completely muddy.
That's what I've heard.
That makes the but anyway, and I would, clean up the golf balls, and then I'd put them in egg cartons, and I'd display them, and I'd get like a quarter a ball.
That's pretty cool. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, and so when you're buying 3 golf balls for $10 or $8 or whatever it is now these days, $25, guys would greatly give some 10-year-old $1 for.
Exactly. Yeah, these were big buckets of balls.
But they were different colors. They might work at a driving range or something.
That might be what it was. But you could tell it was a different.
Or it was putt-putt.
It was
type
a different
or whatever.
Socioeconomic.
Yeah.
Is that the polite way to say it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was talking about whatever. Y'all saw what I put in the chat. I'm like, go back to the food pantry, you nasty heifer. Quit begging for people's food at the houses you clean, you weirdo. Okay. I love you.
I love you.
And
there's
I love
a sound
you guys.
bite for you, Beast.
She does.
And she
if you
said
have
it
any
first.
extra food, or leave it on your porch, and I'll pick it up, and I'll make dinner. No, wait, it'll go to charity. Put it there. I'm just gonna cruise around. Y'all better not put like your bags of your bags of anything.
And I'll
she's
take all your
cruising
extra
around
food.
in the hoopty.
She's like, okay, I can eat this and eat that.
Yeah, she's like, I'm like that, cruising around in that hoopty that with the knocking engine.
I just don't get it, man.
I just wanted to, I like to end it on a catty note, especially when there's some dumb shit said, like, he's never worked an honest day's work in his life. But me, bitch, you've made a living out of hustling. That is your whole existence. Is
every once in a while, like,
make a quick buck.
She fills me in on stuff. I remind her and everybody that a narcissist doesn't know how to assimilate. They constantly have to assess sources of supply and then figure out how to get, supply from different things. They're a parasite. They're like a tick. They have to try to
parasite.
That's what they are.
That makes me
so
lulls.
When a source of supply is no longer any use, it's used up. They have to just keep. I mean, even though it's played out, even though it's this, even though it's that, as long as this old source of supply is around, they will continue to go, ridiculous levels. Go at them.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean,
this is the one that she posted and laughed at me for and put some little thing to it. Was this one?
Well, what's my wallpaper look like now?
Is that the one?
I think.
Oh, I think that's what started the whole thing. Yeah, that's his
my
wallpaper.
So
Now, no, is that the same one?
It's very close. Very close.
Anywho, thank you guys for being here. We never ever take your support for granted or your no matter what. Especially, I know you got to take it sometimes to be friends with us, or to support us, and other people talk about it. It's whether you're just lurking or whether you're here, talking or whatever. We never take it for granted.
Yeah, and that's especially when was AdSense Day was a couple days ago. When you go to your bank account and you have a deposit made and AdSense, from Google, it's because of y'all.
Yeah.
It's because of
and
you
it doesn't
guys.
matter how much it is. It's
Right.
It's something that you earned.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We don't get a cent of it unless y'all watch and stuff. So we appreciate that.
And we'll probably tomorrow's Friday. Oh, we'll be back tomorrow for Friday.
Well, I don't have to get up Saturday, so even if we're out making a buck, we'll come on later.
Oh, yeah, we can cruise around and stream.
We can.
And be like, anything interesting happens, we're on it. No. Y'all guys have a good night.
Have a good one.
Scout's ready for bed, and we'll see you later.